You know what's crazy? We spend hours watching YouTube videos every single day, but we never stop to think about what's actually happening behind that screen. Today, I want to share something that completely changed how I understand not just YouTube, but how all of us interact with technology in this AI-driven world. Here's the thing that blew my mind. YouTube just announced they're reorganizing their entire company around AI, and their CEO, Neil Mohan, said something that should make all of us pause. They're moving from optimizing for watch time to optimizing for satisfaction and enrichment. Now that might sound like corporate speak, but stick with me because this reveals something profound about human nature that nobody's talking about. Think about it. For years, YouTube's algorithm was like a mirror, reflecting back exactly what we clicked on, what kept us watching. It was simple. More watch time equals success. But here's where it gets interesting. They discovered that watch time is actually a terrible proxy for what we really want. It's like measuring how healthy your diet is by how much time you spend eating. Sure, you might spend 3 hours at an all-you-can-eat buffet, but does that mean you had a great meal? Does that mean you feel good afterwards? This is where the human element comes in, and it's fascinating. YouTube now employs thousands of human evaluators to judge whether videos are actually enriching people's lives. Think about that for a second. One of the most sophisticated AI companies in the world, with all their machine learning capabilities, realized they need actual humans to understand humans. It's beautifully ironic, isn't it? But here's the real kicker, and this is what nobody's connecting. This shift from watch time to satisfaction mirrors a fundamental tension in all of our lives. We're all caught between what captures our attention and what actually fulfills us. It's the difference between scrolling TikTok for 3 hours and feeling empty afterwards, versus watching that one video that changes how you think about something forever. Let me give you a concrete example that'll make this crystal clear. Remember when you first discovered that YouTube channel that became your favorite? Not the one with the most views or the flashiest editing, but the one where you genuinely felt like, this person gets me. That creator wasn't optimizing for watch time. They were creating what I call a gravity well of authentic value. They became irreplaceable, not because they gamed the algorithm, but because they offered something nobody else could, their unique perspective. This is exactly what's happening with YouTube's reorganization. They're splitting into 3 distinct teams, one focused on viewers, one on creators, and one on subscriptions. But here's what they're really doing. They're acknowledging that different people want fundamentally different things from the platform. Some want to be entertained, some want to create, and some want to go deep into specific content they're willing to pay for. Now let me connect this to something even bigger. This reorganization isn't just about YouTube. It's a preview of how every company will have to evolve in the AI age. See, AI is incredible at pattern recognition, at scaling, at optimization. But there's something AI can't do, and YouTube's move proves it. AI can't understand the messy, contradictory, beautifully human desire for meaning. Think about your own work, whatever you do. You've probably noticed that the parts that can be automated are being automated. But what's left? What's becoming more valuable? It's the uniquely human stuff. The ability to understand context, to read between the lines, to know when the data is wrong because it doesn't feel right. YouTube hiring thousands of human evaluators while simultaneously going all in on AI isn't a contradiction. It's the future of work. Here's where it gets really practical for you. Whether you're a creator, a professional, or just someone trying to navigate this digital world, this YouTube shift teaches us something crucial. Stop optimizing for the obvious metrics. Watch time, likes, followers, even salary. These are all just proxies for what really matters. The real question is, are you creating satisfaction? Are you enriching lives, including your own? Let me break this down even further with an analogy from fitness, because everyone understands this. You know how some people go to the gym every day, spend 2 hours there, but never seem to get stronger? They're optimizing for time spent, not results achieved. Meanwhile, someone else shows up for 30 minutes, does exactly the right exercises with perfect form, and transforms their body. YouTube realized they were the first person, lots of activity, questionable results. Now they're trying to become the second. But here's the twist that makes this even more interesting. Remember how I mentioned YouTube is offering voluntary buyouts to employees? This isn't random. They're essentially saying, if you signed up for the old YouTube, the one that just maximized watch time, you might not fit in this new world where we're trying to understand and serve human satisfaction. It's brutal, but honest. This connects to something I've been thinking about a lot lately. We're all living in what I call the attention economy 2.0. Version 1.0 was simple: grab attention, hold it as long as possible, monetize it. But we're moving into 2.0, where the currency isn't attention, it's trust. And trust isn't built by tricking people into watching longer. It's built by consistently delivering value that justifies the time invested. You see this everywhere once you start looking. Netflix doesn't just recommend shows you'll binge. They're investing in limited series that you'll remember and talk about. Spotify doesn't just play songs on repeat. They create Discover Weekly to introduce you to music that expands your taste. Even dating apps are moving from swipe more to have better conversations. Now here's what this means for you personally, and this is important. If you're creating anything, content, products, services, even just presentations at work, stop asking, how do I get more attention? Start asking, how do I create more satisfaction? Because here's the truth. In a world where AI can generate infinite content, human satisfaction becomes the scarcest resource. Let me give you a framework you can actually use. I call it the satisfaction stack, and it has 3 layers. First, there's the functional layer. Does your creation solve a real problem? Second, there's the emotional layer. Does it make people feel understood, inspired, or connected? And third, there's the transformational layer. Does it change how people see themselves or the world? Most creators, most products, most everything stops at the functional layer. Here's information, here's entertainment, here's a solution. But the stuff that really matters, the stuff that creates what YouTube calls enrichment, hits all 3 layers. It solves a problem while making you feel something while changing your perspective. Think about the last time you recommended something to a friend with genuine enthusiasm. Not just, yeah, it's good, but you have to experience this. I bet it wasn't just functional. I bet it hit you on multiple levels. That's what YouTube is trying to systematize with their human evaluators. They're trying to identify content that creates that you have to see this feeling. But here's the paradox, and this is where it gets really philosophical. The moment you start optimizing for satisfaction directly, you often lose it. It's like trying to be cool. The harder you try, the less cool you become. Real satisfaction comes from authenticity, from genuine value creation, from solving real problems for real people. This is why YouTube's AI-first reorganization is so fascinating. They're using AI not to replace human judgment, but to amplify it. They're using technology not to eliminate the human element, but to understand it better. It's a complete inversion of what most people think AI is for. And this brings me to the most important point, the thing that nobody's talking about. We're entering an era where the most valuable skill isn't technical knowledge. AI has that covered. It's not even creativity. AI can do that too. The most valuable skill is understanding and serving human needs at a deep, almost spiritual level. It's being able to answer the question, what do people really want, even when they can't articulate it themselves? YouTube's reorganization is a masterclass in this. They realized their users couldn't articulate that they wanted enrichment. They just knew they felt empty after certain viewing sessions and fulfilled after others. So YouTube built a whole system to detect and optimize for that unnamed feeling. You can apply this same principle to your own life. Stop optimizing for what's measurable and start optimizing for what matters. Stop asking, how can I get more? And start asking, how can I give better? Stop trying to capture attention and start trying to create transformation. Here's a practical exercise you can do right now. Think about the last thing you created: a presentation, a social media post, an email, whatever. Now ask yourself, did this just transfer information, or did it create an experience? Did it just solve a problem, or did it shift a perspective? Did it just fill time, or did it enrich life? If you're honest, most of what we all create falls into the first category. We're all optimizing for watch time in our own ways, trying to look busy, trying to seem productive, trying to generate output. But what if we optimized for satisfaction instead? What if every interaction was designed not just to accomplish a task, but to create a moment of genuine human connection? This is the real lesson from YouTube's transformation. They're not just reorganizing their company, they're redefining success. And in doing so, they're showing us a path forward in a world where AI handles the mechanical and humans handle the meaningful. The beautiful irony is that by acknowledging they need thousands of humans to teach their AI what satisfaction looks like, YouTube is admitting something profound. The future isn't about humans versus machines. It's about humans with machines, working together to understand and serve the deepest human needs. So here's my challenge to you, and this is where the rubber meets the road. For the next week, before you create anything, before you send that email, make that video, design that presentation, ask yourself one question: will this create satisfaction or just consumption? If it's just consumption, stop, rethink, redesign. Because in a world drowning in content, satisfaction is the new currency. And remember, this isn't just about YouTube or technology. This is about the fundamental shift happening in how we create and consume value. The old model was about quantity, efficiency, optimization. The new model is about quality, meaning transformation. YouTube gets it. The question is, do you? The most exciting part? We're just at the beginning. As AI gets better at handling the routine, the mechanical, the scalable, humans become free to focus on what we've always been best at: understanding each other, creating meaning, building connection. YouTube's reorganization isn't just a corporate restructuring. It's a glimpse into a future where technology amplifies humanity rather than replacing it. And that future? It starts with each of us choosing satisfaction over statistics, enrichment over engagement, transformation over transaction. It starts with recognizing that in a world of infinite content, the scarcest resource isn't attention, it's genuine human connection. And that's something no algorithm can manufacture. Only we can create that. And that's exactly what makes us irreplaceable.